to 7th, when we see the inauguration of the Samadhi temple along with installation of the deity of Guru Maharaj and again deity of Param Guru Maharaj will come back. So people from all over India and also from abroad are here. And today I was wondering, will we get this chance again of reunion with our all God brothers and sisters like this? I don't think so. Ever so many people, our family will gather together. So it's very fortunate occasion, and I will appeal to all of you who are watching to come to Mayapur even for 2 days, 1 day, and you can see all the Vaishnavas here. Maybe we may not meet them again, many of them. I remember when I got initiation from Guru Maharaj in Jammu, I was like absolutely innocent about the spiritual life, no knowledge. But only thing which was attracting me was my Gurudev's affection, smile. And I was wondering why this God man is so much full of happiness, always smiling, and his eyes brighten up when he looks at me. And that was something never happened in my life before. No one in my life was like that. So I was attracted. And then I started going to different places where Guru Maharaj was doing preaching. Chandigarh, Mayapur, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri. All those first visits are imprinted in my mind. When I went to Vrindavan first time, 1984, it was different, and we could drink Yamuna water direct from Yamuna. It's so crystal clear, and you can see fish, tortoise in this water, and full of greenery. Very few people coming, no cars, no crowds, and rickshaws moving, and very easy to move in Vrindavan streets that time. And that was Kartik, and Guru Maharaj was performing Braj Mandal Parikrama. That was the last week in Vrindavan when I went there. So I saw my Guru Maharaj in two roles. One was like a manager. He was managing everything. Everyone coming, the Guru Maharaj is telling, you stay in this place, you go to this room. He is organizing everything. He is looking after everything. And second, his spiritual dimension. He is absorbed in that thoughts of Kartik Mas, Ashtakali Leela. I saw him right in the morning till night. He's doing this, giving discourses, taking us in Nagar Sankirtan, dancing on the streets of Vrindavan, taking to Radha Damodar, taking to all the temples of Vrindavan. Going inside the temple, he will do Sankirtan. Then he will explain everything about that place, the importance of that place. And he has fixed Sankirtan for fixed temple. Like he will go to Radha Damodar, he will sit in front of Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir, and there he will like to hear or sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pad, Sai Mor Sampad, Sai Mor Bhajana Puja. For me, that was the first time I was hearing those. And not understanding everything, but the mood was attracting me. One thing was there. I saw all devotees absorbed in this because they are doing this for 1 month. Many of them crying in this kirtan. But I never saw Guru Maharaj any tear coming down. But whenever I see, his eyes are always full of tears, not coming out. He will hold them. Very difficult. Because he is an acharya, he does not like to show his love to everyone outside. But if you watch, observe him closely, you will feel it, that it's there. And even our Bhakti Saurabh Acharya Maharaj, his name was Shri Gaurang Das Brahmachari at that time. And he will do the kirtan, but he will sometimes have tears. And I saw Guru Maharaj looking at him. No public display of your bhakti. That's the rule. The bhakti should not be displayed in front of those people who don't understand this. Who can understand this thing? Lala Babu temple, he will explain how Lala Babu renounced the world and how he constructed this temple. All those places in Vrindavan. One day, one of the devotee, one 80 years old Mataji from Dehradun, she left her body. She caught malaria disease, malaria, and she passed away in Vrindavan. And many people had malaria. And I saw first time the cremation of a devotee in Vrindavan. So all the sannyasis, they prepared fire, everything. We went to Jamuna doing kirtan, and everyone was saying she is so lucky. She came for parikrama, she completed parikrama and left body here. So that was my first experience of watching all this. But it also made me little sad. I was sad. Why this happened? And next day I see Guru Maharaj got malaria. His running temperature 104 degree centigrade temperature, and he's shivering. And in this situation, he's managing everything. He's passing instructions. He's not cared about his body. And lying in the back, he's studying this, meeting people, talking to people. So, 1984, and then every 3 years we have Braj Mandal Parikrama. So every 3 years I had opportunity to go. And in 1990 Parikrama, my mother also came. And both of us did 1 month complete Parikrama of Braj Mandal. And barefoot, following Guru Maharaj. And how we did it, we had no discomfort in the body for 1 month. We could not get proper rest, proper anything, but we were very happy. Nothing. We were not thinking about body because we see Guru Maharaj at this age is doing everything. And Bhakti Prabhupada Puri Goswami Maharaj is there. And he is not ready to accept rickshaw. He is moving barefoot. Many God brothers of Param Gurudev were in that parikrama. Senior people. and our Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj was there. So it was a different world altogether. But I had very few days in Vrindavan. That was my first experience. And then after Vrindavan and Mayapur experience, I first went to Jagannath Puri in 1988. So that was Rath Yatra time, this time. So I took one friend with me. He's my godbrother also from Jammu, Rukmini Kant Das. So both of us went to Jagannath Puri. You know, in ordinary sleeper class train, it's a long journey for us. When Guru Maharaj saw us, he was very happy. And he was also surprised. They have come to Jagannath Puri. And in the evening Katha, Guru Maharaj saying, you have come to Jagannath Puri. Now you must hear the history of Jagannath. How Jagannath came to Jagannath Puri. So it's narrated everything. How Indradyumna Maharaj got dream. He came from Ujjain to Jagannath Puri. Indradyumna Maharaj, who did this Jagannath temple in Satyug. And he came to Jagannath Puri with his family, with his all paraphernalia from Ujjain to Puri. And in Puri, he could not find where is Jagannath. And he said, who will tell me? So his minister was Vidyapati. And Vidyapati, the whole history Guruji narrated, how he went to the tribals where you have Neel Madhav.
Yeah.
And there the whole story, how Lalita, Vishwavasu, and getting that log of wood, how Vishwakarma came, how he constructed everything, how Brahmadi, everything. And other people were saying that Guru Maharaj is telling just because you came today. Otherwise, this was already narrated. The best experience of that Rath Yatra was right in the morning. Guru Maharaj came to the Nat Mandir of Puri Mandir in the hall, and he had that kansa where you ring kansa, kartal kansa, like you hit tongue. That brass upside down plate, kansa. So Guru Maharaj started Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, and slowly it became so high pitch, and so many people doing kirtan, mridang. So for 3 hours, constant Guruji doing kirtan. After 3 hours, he came to know that Rath has come close to Mat. So he stood up and dancing, he came outside he danced, and like for a long time. And then I could not keep pace with Guru Maharaj. He was dancing so much that I was resting in between. But he was continuously, it was like outpouring. So in the evening, I was in his room. Guru Maharaj, I asked Guru Maharaj, oh, you did such a long kirtan today. Guru Maharaj said, no, I am getting old. But I am getting old now. Before I was doing from Jagannath Mandir to Gundicha Mandir continuously with Rath. And Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj also with me reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita about Rath Yatra and moving in the backward direction, and Guru Maharaj doing Kirtan, the whole Rath. Because he spent like 1 decade in Jagannath Puri, Guru Maharaj, for this birthplace of Param Guru Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. So for 10 years he was like, he learned the Odia language, he was staying with the locals, he was trying to get back the birthplace by court cases and different things. So many tests, so many trials, troubles, so many problems came, which are unimaginable. But somehow we got this birthplace, we got this temple, and this is a historical place. It's a legacy for the world. Legacy of Gaudiya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, which our Guru Maharaj and Param Gurudev, they manifested it for the whole world. So, after these 3, Mayapur, Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, I started like, Guru Maharaj going to Delhi, I go to Delhi. He is going to Dehradun, I am going to Dehradun. He is going to Assam, I am going to Assam, Gwalpada, Tejpur, Sarbho, Guwahati. And slowly, my writings, my diary, I was recording everything, I was writing everything. So the whole 365 days, I completed like in 5-6 years. Sometimes this part of it. So my diary is complete. Like with 5-6 diaries, I can tell you on this day what is Guru Maharaj's Katha. Because as you find in the calendar, today is the appearance of Vaishnava, disappearance of Vaishnava, or this, that, Ekadashi, on which date, what Guru Maharaj used to tell us, I have all the record. So now it's very handy for me. I can just read it out from there whenever any day comes, because Guru Maharaj has done so much research on this. So already he has done a lot of research on this. Any Vaishnava, anything, we can read it out from them. That is why I started bringing, this is volume 1. The book which is coming is the volume 1 or part 1 of Guru Maharaj's writings. Then will be volume 2, 3, 4. I will explain. I wish that, for example, he writes me a letter to come to Mayapur. But then I will describe what happened in Mayapur, the 1 week. What happened there? That I have not described in this book. Now I will do that. When I came to Mayapur, what was Mayapur like? It was a different world. No buildings, nothing. And this ISKCON, only His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, the Pushpa Samadhi, that was under construction in 1986. And because there are so many bamboos, they put bamboo stairs, and it was a very big building. So on Gaur Purnima day, I went to Mayapur, and me and my friend Rukmani Khan, we climbed those bamboos and we went to the top. And from there, I saw moonrise on Gaur Purnima day. I cannot forget it, from moon rising. So in 1986, our mutt had just one temple, hall, and one building on the left, nothing else. Everyone was fields. And I stayed with many different devotees in one hall in that building, first floor. And there was no electricity, no fan. And we are tired, it's the summer, it's hot, but so much tired that when we come back from parikrama, get into the mosquito quilt, in the bed and we just sleep. But Guru Maharaj Sevak, servant, he is Budhari Prabhu. Budhari Prabhu from Assam. He became Srila Tapasvi Maharaj afterward. So he will take so much care of me that he will wake me up after my 3 hours of sleep. Will come. Oh, you have not eaten anything. And he will pick the mosquito quilt and put the plate inside. And while half sleep, I will eat. I will eat it. So that was care they were taking. I mean, you cannot imagine. If you go to your relatives, they will not take care of you like this. They understood that they are sleeping without taking food, and they are young boys, they should take food like this. So the kind of affection I was getting from all the saints of Chaitanya Gaudiya Math was, out of this world. And Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he was like always putting both hands on the head and just blessing Baba, 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 like this. And that was very beautiful time. After one day parikrama, my feet started all injuries and blood coming somewhere. But in that situation, we continued for another 4-5 days, not caring about feet. But it was very hot in 1986, very hot. It was so much hot that you cannot walk. When you put your foot on ground, naturally by reflex you have to lift it up. And only thing, when Guru Maharaj is doing kirtan, Gaur Hari Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Hari Bol, and kirtan, 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 and dancing, 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 no problem. Like this. Puri Goswami Maharaj explaining everything, and Guru Maharaj translating everything, and how parikrama ended. The biggest parikrama was to Nrsinghapalli, Godrumdev. We go to Nrsingadev. And those days we don't have like steamer boats, like automatic boats were not there. They were hand driven, small boats, and they will take a lot of time. Boatmen will drive you, and 500 people, not so many boats, so you have to wait for the boat, and Godrumdeep, and then coming back 10 p.m. in the night. Everyone is so much tired, they go and sleep. But Guru Maharaj comes and Harikatha, and then next day program, Hare Krishna, and then Prashadam. So 1986, I told you yesterday, so many foreigners were there, but not many foreign devotees were coming to our mat. Till the time Guru Maharaj started going outside, so not many foreign devotees were coming. Only thing, one day Guru Maharaj used to visit ISKCON. There was a meeting, Bhaktivedanta Swami Charitable Trust. So Guru Maharaj is also trustee of that trust. So they will have annual meeting, and Jayapataka Maharaj and all Bhakti Charu Maharaj and all those ISKCON Maharaj, they will invite Guru Maharaj, and I will also accompany Guruji and have that meeting. And ISKCON, is famous for their prasad. When we go, they give us lot of prasad, nice gift packs. So after this, slowly Mayapur started like a city. Big buildings started coming up, expansion, more devotees started coming up, and non-devotees started coming up for picnic. So everything changed. But before, it was not like this. then I must read one letter of Guruji, because we should not miss it. So, in this book, in introduction, I quoted Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 7:153. In this, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has said, before writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, I do not know the beginning nor the end of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And he is writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, I admit that I do not know the beginning nor the end of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. However, whatever I have written, I have heard from the mouths of great personalities. When a person actually revives his consciousness with thoughts of Krishna by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revives his spiritual life and becomes addicted to the service of the Lord. Only then can he act as an acharya. In other words, everyone should engage in preaching, following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, one will be very much appreciated by Lord Krishna and will quickly be recognized by him. Actually, a devotee of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must engage in preaching in order to increase the followers of the Lord. By thus preaching actually Vedic knowledge all over the world, one will benefit all mankind. So this is Adi Leela Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, I write to Guru Maharaj that I want to write your biography. You give me your blessing. So Guru Maharaj replied, when I asked him, give me your blessings so that I can write about your life, biography. So Guru Maharaj wrote me from Calcutta in 2007. He gave me his blessings and he write one line. And this line, you spent all your life on this line. Life is finished, but this line is not finished. Guru Maharaj says, I quote, total submission to my Gurudev. Total submission to my Gurudev. That means Param Gurudev for us. Total submission to my Gurudeva will bestow you actual eligibility to write on the subject designed by you. You understood?
Yes.
Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and his absolute counterpart, grace incarnate form, Gurudeva, descend to a completely surrendered soul. Descend to a completely surrendered soul, which you have remembered in the beginning of your letter. My love to you all. May all merciful Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Radha Krishna bless you all. Signed by Guru Maharaj. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayvacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
А можно вопрос еще? Мы с some question.
Yeah.
Можете перевести?
Да.
Вот, что Прабhu рассказал об умонастроении
You
Гурудева
spoke
на
about
Радха-ятре.
about mood of Guru Maharaj on Radha Yatra.
Ну вот вопрос.
Какое настроение?
Да.
What is the mood of Guru Maharaj on Radha Yatra?
You see, actually,
На самом деле,
Guru Maharaj
Guru Maharaj,
is not
он не
showing it.
показывает это,
He's trying to hide it.
он скрывает это.
But
Но
you have to feel it.
мы должны почувствовать.
Because when he sings in front of Rath,
Когда он
Hey Gopinath, Hey Gopinath, Vrindavane Chalo, Hey Gopinath. So this mood was there. But how can I describe in words this
как
mood?
описать слова?
It was out of this world. Because it was outpouring, it was like coming from depth of his heart. And
Неписуемо.
anyone close to Guru Maharaj
Все, кто
was
близко
like
к Гуру Махараджу,
feeling it. Like it was like melting
они как,
us. So that mood.
как сказать, чувствуют это.
But he always tried to hide.
Гуру Махарадж не выставляет это на показ, это внутри. Можно
No
почувствовать.
public display of love. That's his principle.
Его один из принципов не выставлять чувства на показ перед публикой.
That's his principle.
Это один из главных принципов.
Raghunath does this one live. Raghunath does this one live.
Yes.
Example for exposition inside feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Bahre lok vyavahar. Outside, deal like a material person. Inside, keep your mood. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Actually, that mood is such that it's not in your control.
Духовное настроение не под нашим контролем.
That is why
Поэтому
all these actions of Guru Maharaj
действие Гурудева
can reveal to even conditioned soul like us, like me, that he is not an ordinary guru. He is really Nitya Siddha. He has come only for these people of this world. And those who could recognize Guru Maharaj, they get their life successful. And many people here, they could not recognize Guru Maharaj, his personality. And they are deprived. They are unfortunate people. Even his presence, they could not understand. But one thing is there. I have met so many saintly people like many gurus. Everyone has some shortcomings, like weakness, which a conditioned person will immediately point it out. Oh, he has so much anger, or he's like this, he's like that. But I'm so baffled by Gurudev's personality. What kind of person is he? He's perfect in his every role. External, internal, everything. How dealing with people, how dealing with devotees. One thing was there, which I feel here also. Whenever I go down to Guruji and I will start prayers, let us say I say Om Agyanati Mirandasya and I'm going down, prostrating. My prayer has started. But Guru Maharaj will say, oh, when you came, how you came, what is your program? 3 questions. He will just shoot 3 questions on you. Now you think, his Gurudev is asking me questions, whether I should answer, stop my prayer, or what should I do? And you are baffled, you are confused. So in between you stop your prayer halfway and stop even prostrating fully and you look at him and you say, Maharaj, I just surrendered. So, doing that, I used to do one trick. This is something secret. I used to do one trick with Guruji. I'm doing pranam and inside I said, Guru Maharaj, give me answer to my question. Inside. And Guru Maharaj is looking so innocent. And he'll start talking and he's giving answer. He knows everything. I have a plan inside my mind and I want to ask him whether I should do it or not. I don't ask him. I do pranam and inside I ask him. And he will give me answer. What is this? So many times. And once I just gave up. I said, it's very difficult. You understand everything, what is in my mind. So now I ask you, inside I am asking, what should I do? What is your instruction for me? And he started giving instruction. But if you say, Maharaj, this was in my mind and this is what you are telling, he will never agree. He'll do it like spontaneously. A very different kind of a person. I mean, perfection in everything. In every behavior, because he gave me opportunity to be in his room, to sleeping inside his room. He is having fever and I was told you have to take care, you have to sleep inside the room. And I'm sleeping inside, I'm watching Guru Maharaj and all night I saw everything. It's so perfect in everything. But in his sleeping, the way his body posture, everything is so sweet. It's like a child. And when you feel like motherly affection with Guruji at that moment. I mean, it's just like he will unmindful, just very less sleep, but very strong sleep, very deep sleep. And I'm sitting in the morning, I get sleepy, I sleep, and suddenly I wake up and I see Guru Maharaj sitting inside the mosquito coil and doing Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yuta. His prayers will start. And then I think, what should I do? Should I get up, go out? I said, no. You keep on lying down, hear it. This is very important. So, Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jeev Gopalako Shadgo Samashtak Nityananda Ashtak. All those Ashtak in the morning continuously. Whether in USA, whether anywhere, India, early morning, I have seen Bharti Goswami Maharaj and Guru Maharaj rising, sitting and starting their prayers. And loudly, not like quietly. Enough for today.
How many rounds after take Harinam Guru Maharaj? How many chant rounds?
You see, I have seen, actually, he never tells wrongs. But he told wrong in front of me to Vidyapati Prabhu. He is from Singapore, he is a Chinese body. And he is living in Melbourne, Australia now. He writes Vyas Puja every. Guru Maharaj told him, it was a long dialogue, but briefly he said 64 rounds. So that's the only example I have that Guru Maharaj has told someone how many rounds. So he says 64, Guru Maharaj. But he also understands our capacity. So he's not telling it to everyone. And sometimes I say, Guru Maharaj, I am not able to do rounds. And you know what he's replying? Take care that there should not be not even one round. So he said, there should not be upvas for the mala. It should not be fasting. If you chant, it gets filled. So that's his magnanimity. He understands our capacity. We are conditioned souls. We are in this materialistic situation. Sometimes we can chant, sometimes we cannot. He understands our ups and downs, no problem. But he says, at least some, try, increase it. And above all, he recommends hearing. Hearing is very important. Only that will motivate us. If we stop hearing, we stop everything. Life is gone. And he was warning many people who were not coming for Harikatha. They are Mathvasi, they are living in mud, inside mud, but they are not coming for Harikatha. And he was saying, and I saw slowly these people leaving mud. They are going to household life. They were going back to family life
Оставим.
because they were not sitting in Harikatha. They were doing so many seva, different seva, cooking, this, puja, everything. But not Harikatha means you are gone. How will you get inspiration? You see, we are humans and association is the only thing which can carry us. You associate with this reels in your mobile and where these reels take you. Our mind is not ready for these bloody things. So extreme things they show. But associating with Guru Maharaj means he is established in his spiritual practice. And that makes us motivated to do that. So it's very important to associate. And when you cannot associate, you come to Samadhi, do parikrama, pray to him. You see, it's not possible for me to get total submission, but I can pray to him to bless me with total submission. If he blesses me, then I can leave all my entanglements in this world. Always thinking about worldly life, family life, career, money, wealth, earning, what will happen to me in old age. So how will you total submission? Not possible.
Only Sharanagati.
So we have to pray. Guru Maharaj says, if you surrender, Krishna will take care of everything. Guru Dev will take care of everything. He will give you more than you deserve. Yes? I got more than I deserve in my life. This is for sure. I'm saying, sitting here, I never deserved what I got in my life. Especially, I never deserved Guru Dev's so much affection. I was not eligible for that. It was his unconditional love, causeless mercy. He understood my shortcomings. He understood everything, where I stand. He understood everything. But he wanted to uplift me. He never showed outwardly that he knows everything and he's not happy because of this. So that's, you can't get this kind of perfect master anywhere. You see his writings. He has not admonished anyone. He has not used strong words. No strong instructions. You must do this, you must. He will always say, it is better to do like this. ये करने से अच्छा है. But he also said to me, you should do this in letters, something. So that means he was very concerned about my life. That is why he said. For example, Guru Maharaj said, you may go back to home, but you should not accept the proposal for marriage. He said, should not accept. But, my parents, their cries and all that entanglement, finally, I said, and my parents said, Guru Dev gave his order. He gave his consent. So I believed them. So I asked one devotee who was sitting inside room after many years of my marriage. I got 2 kids. I asked this devotee, you were there when my parents were asking about my marriage to Guruji? Yes, I was there. I said, Guru Maharaj gave his consent.
Permission.
He said, Guru Maharaj said, Jaisi Krishna ki ichha. That means, as Krishna desires. This is not their consent. They cheated me. And they say, oh, we got Guru Dev's consent. I said, no, it's Guru Dev's order. I have to follow.
Not speak because
But I feel in this pastime also, he protected me. He knew that I am not so qualified to enter ascetic order. So indirectly, he protected me. He put me in Grihastha life. So in that way, I feel safe. Otherwise it's difficult. He took me with his foreign tour so many times. He never took any ascetic in the first tour. And I am asking, why don't you take this sannyasi, that sannyasi? And he is not agreeing. He is giving me writing. That place is very temptuous, full of temptations. There are many temptations, attractions. And we should think about who will go with me. I mean, he was very particular about it. And when he stopped going, and people from different countries, they came, they say, Maharaj, please come, please come. Finally, he said, I am sending Rasbi Haridas. So in 2012, he called me, you go. So I was surprised. I am Grihastha, I have family life, and he's not telling any sannyasi to go, he's telling me to go. So that was his protection for these people also. He's affectionate now. He's worried about everything. That's the reason. So actually, we should feel very secure. It's like a, spiritual insurance we have also. Our soul is protected, no problem. We will progress from this to next, better. Guru Maharaj is there, he will take care. We will not fall down, even if we want to. He is that kind of perfect master. Because he has taken our responsibility. Not as Guru, but as a disciple of his Guru. By following the order of his Guru, he took our responsibility. So how can he say no to his Guru? Because he has taken our responsibility. So he'll take care. We should be fully, what is the word? We have firm faith that Guru Dev is there. Tulsi ji, anything? Okay. Actually, what we are remembering here now, actually it is desire of Guruji. That is, we are able to do this. Otherwise, there are so many obstacles. Today I was coming and they said, don't enter. No, we will not let you enter. Everything is clean, you cannot go inside. Then I requested, I came. And then you cannot sit there, sit here. I said, okay, we'll sit here.
Заходите, там на сидите, сидите, ну, хорошо, мы тут сели.
Maybe tomorrow they will not allow us inside. We'll sit.
Позволят, сядем там на полу,
Outside.
с той стороны тоже хорошо.
Can we do in the daytime tomorrow?
I'm not sure about that time. Theoretically, yes, but practically, what time? Theoretically, we can, but I may be not able to come. Let's see.
What time suits?
Tomorrow.
Ну,
Like today,
после этого.
maybe like today.
No, после afternoon class. I
After lunch, maybe, at lunchtime, about 2, I think 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, no?
maybe 8 a.m.
Почему нет?
Can we do it before Aarti possible?
What time before that?
Like 6 o'clock, before 6, 5?
Arati, it will be very, a lot of sounds here because they do Arati, you cannot hear anything. Arati start around, they're singing
yes,
about 6, they cannot hear anything, it's very loud there.
Very noisy.
8 a.m., 8 p.m. in afternoon after prasad. 3 so
After
shanti-
lunch you can do.
Shanti time.
Like 2 o'clock or whatever is lunch finish.
What time? 2?
No, I mean, here's now QQ system, it may take a long time for lunch.